guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test server and patch 1.7 notes are up. So today we're going to look at the Graveborn engraving. We're going to do a quick overview on the test server and then we're going to do a deep dive later on. But looking at Grez, and we're just going to go through the list here. Grez's value is increased to 240 of the attack rating. Pretty good, but ultimately we rely on the shadow shield being broken. So having a stronger shield we really don't want. It could be beneficial in some situations, but ultimately we want the shield to be broke. That's where his damage comes from. Deadly protection during battles. The time of all debuffs dealt to allies by intelligence-based enemies is reduced. So not only does he do a magic reduction, but that'll be pretty cool to see. I mean, that's a 20% to all allies. Wow, which is that the same? Oh, this is damage. So now it is all debuffs have a reduction. Could be good. Seems like they're going right back to him being a pure tank. Chimera, just a little bit more damage on the silence. And then after using the ultimate Tortured Souls, Chimera ignores all health requirements and receives the maximum damage increase, which lasts 8 seconds. So not too bad getting a 40% damage increase with that ability if you take her to that plus 60 signature item. Thorn's attack rate is increased by 20% after 10 seconds. After being, so they're not including that in the retaliation. They're compromising for the retaliation ability with the attack rating boost. While cursed, the enemy's target's health recovery is reduced by 50%. That's pretty good for the taint ability. Can't see that being a priority though. Isabella, if Isabella finishes casting her spell without being interrupted, she permanently steals 30 points of the enemy's crit rating. So again, a little bit more damage with the crit on that one. Each time Isabella successfully casts a spell without being interrupted, so both of them the same. Her casting speed is increased by 5%, can stack 5 times. That could be a huge increase to the damage that she is putting out overall. Nara, the target enemy bleeds after being impaled, causing 70%, up 5%, so not too big there. Terrify, a single target can receive the effect of this ability up to 5 times within 10 seconds. Wow, that's pretty big. That is dropping a lot of energy lost by the attackers very, very fast. Could be a big debuff from her. Pharrell, when fewer than 3 enemies are terrified, enemies are stunned. Guys, they added another form of crowd control to Pharrell. That is amazing. Any spirits which are summoned due to one of Pharrell's abilities will remain on the battlefield for 7 seconds. So now remember, it went from 3 to 5 to 7. Pharrell is going to be a monster, guys. Not only was he used in a lot of formations because he is super strong, but now if you have fewer enemies, they are going to be stunned. Wow, for 4 seconds. So they just keep making them better, guys. Another second stun. I know 1 second with the stun doesn't seem like it makes that big of a difference, but honestly it does, especially when you're cycling through the rotation of the abilities, and they can use them more. Now Baden, we were hopeful, just increase the damage. Not going to help on that one. If there are more than 4 phantoms on the battlefield, the original Baden becomes untargetable for 4 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 15 seconds. That's going to be interesting to see what this plays into, because essentially they capped how many phantoms they can have on the battlefield. The issue that I see with this is the phantoms die really fast. So getting more than 4 on a battlefield, especially with level deficiencies, is not going to happen. So they could have really done something to keep the phantoms alive is what I feel. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Damage received by enemies increased by 50% for 13 seconds. That's 3 more seconds there, so definitely enemy taking more damage. And then Kelthar's attack rate is increased by 25% up until the enemy that originally killed him is slain. So that's going to be a pretty good boost when he comes back in the ethereal form. Another 25% there, which I know Kelthar's used a lot in the Thorn Cheese, but this is what kills a lot of the enemies. Short of him doing the retaliation ability, this does help quite a bit. So his plus 60 definitely could be useful. Now, Silas, allies recover 40% of Silas' attack rating as health every second. Wow. He is going to be a massive healer, guys. That is pretty strong with that double dosage. And then the Healing Haze, allies within the gas radius receive 10% less damage. That's very strong. So not only does he have a really big attack boost with the signature item, now he's doing a damage mitigation, which will make him far stronger. That is pretty good. Again, addressing the issues that we have with some heroes and the survivability that they have. My boy Oden, I want to see exactly how strong he is. Damage from 220 to 240, so not too bad. We know it was going to be more damage, but that makes Oden stronger. The Evil Eye. Oden attack rating is increased by 18%, and his haste is increased by 20 points each time he opens an eye, up from 15 and 15. He is going to do more damage, guys, and considerably more damage with that plus 60 engraving. 18% per eye. Remember, I believe there's 3 eyes. So once all 3 eyes are open, that is going to be massive. And remember, with, I believe, the not only the additional attributes you're going to get from the engraving, but looking at the passive damages, and then of course the signature items. Oden's attack rating is raised by 5% and his haste by 4 points, stacking 15 times on top of this. Wow. Oden's going to be super broke, guys. I'm calling it right now. Eyes Old final attack damage up a little bit, and then the healing effects are increased to 10 seconds. Not too bad. So we got a 2-second healing. I was hoping this healing would be a little bit stronger, or if he got some damage mitigation, but him paired with Silas might make a difference if he can take 10% less damage to get his scalability so he's not run over in level deficiencies. Torn, a little bit more damage there. Again, could have done a lot better. And then 50% of max HP is restored. Not going to make a difference with the scaling. He dies too early, too fast. Again, the tanking tree needs mitigation. It needs more mitigation to have these heroes live. Damage dealt by Stitchy's 3 attacks is increased to 220%. So again, getting a little more damage there for Damon. Forbidden Power. Damon deals additional damage equal to 10% of his shield value to the enemy. Additional damage cannot exceed 300%. Not too bad. So he's doing an additional damage there, which again, with him being a tank and actually having survivability, so he can fight in the campaign and not just get absolutely run over. Very cool to see him doing just a little bit more damage. Now, Theowen, damage dealt to enemies when Spectral Pass-Through is increased to 200%, so a big damage increase there. Ability is now triggered when Theowen receives any damage that exceeds 8% of her current health. That is very nice. So if she's fighting against Burst, she's actually going to be able to use this to do the big damage reduction, which is nice. Ultimately, a lot of heroes just get bursted down too quick when you're fighting. Again, I always go back to level deficiencies. That's what a lot of players push. If she takes a ton of damage, it'll actually mitigate the further damage that's coming in, which is perfect. Exactly what she needed to have a little bit more survivability. Desira, the most injured ally gradually restores 28% of Desira's max health. Not too bad. And then the amount of health recovered is equal to 22% of Desira's attack rating. So similar to Silas, most of it, this is max health, this is attack rating. So similar, it goes from 20 to 22. Problem with Desira is she heals relatively slow. The Oceanic Mist comes out pretty slow. So that is kind of the big one. It has to come onto the battlefield faster, which I think would make a big difference, especially if you have heroes that are on the enemy side of the battlefield. The Oceanic Mist is going to take an incredible amount of time to hit them. So this might not make that big of a difference. But if you have, some team comps like the Eins comp where they just stay on one single side, or even the 5-pole, things of that nature where they stay on one side, could be beneficial. We're going to have to wait and see exactly how it plays out. Hodgkin, one of our newest ones, damage is increased to 280, so definitely getting some more damage in there. And then blocking time is ignored. Hodgkin shall always deal damage equal to 20% of the target's health. So not too bad. doing a little bit more damage there for the tank. And that is it for the Graveborn, guys. So overall, Oden, absolutely, which we thought is going to be super powerful with that plus 60 engraving, and same with Pharrell. Pharrell, now they're adding a little bit of a longer stun in there, and then they're keeping the spirits on the battle, which of course result in the energy disintegration of the enemies, which is going to be super powerful when you couple it with the signature item and the exclusive furniture, and then the additions that we get to the engraving. So guys, that'll do it for the Graveborn engraving. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Very cool to see, and as always, thank you guys for watching.